Why, hello friends! Welcome back to another video, and today's video is my most favorite video to film all year, and that is my Meg O Beauty Awards. Round of applause. This is where I'm going to recap all of the best makeup that I discovered in 2022. So if you've not watched any of my yearly favorite videos in the past, basically I go over stuff that I discovered this year that were such standout products to me. We're just talking about makeup. This year is interesting because there's so much drugstore stuff that I'm like, honestly really excited about that. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't love things anymore that I've mentioned that I've been using for years. It just means I'm going to talk about things that I discovered this year that were extremely standout products, because you know me, I have my holy grail products that I've used for years and years, but here are some products that are amazing. This is gonna be a long video, so you know, grab a snack, grab a beverage, you know, let's just hang out for a few minutes and talk about the best makeup that I discovered in 2022. But before you do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future uploads, and make sure to follow along on social media where I chat a lot about attainable beauty. Let's go. We've got a lot to talk about for the Beauty Awards this year. All right, first up on the list is going to be primers, and I have 3 to chat about with you. All are drugstore products. There's been some standout stuff this year. The first is from e.l.f. This is their Power Grip Primer. Last year, I talked so much about the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer, but that has since been discontinued. I'm so annoyed by it because it was so good. However, they did release this, which is nearly the same thing. Not nearly, it is the same thing, just a different color and a smaller tube for the same price, which kind of annoys me. But if you like a gripping primer, much like the Milk Hydro Grip, this is the exact same thing. It's $10. It's like a nice hydrating gel consistency. It gets sticky and your makeup grips onto it and lasts longer. That's kind of the purpose of using a gripping primer. Another primer that I used a ton for kind of more smoothing and a little bit more like hydration is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. It was something that I think I've discovered over a year ago, but I just picked it up and used it a ton. It has a very hydrating feel to it, so it does feel like a really nice hydrating lotion, but I feel like it smooths the skin out. It's a nice smoothing primer, but also hydrates at the same time. Your skin looks like nice and moisturized, but it also looks smoothed at the same time, which is what I really like about this one. And it's been out for a while, like I said, but I've really enjoyed it this year and I've been reaching for it a ton. And then I guess this is where I'm gonna put this product. This is, you know, took the internet by storm this year. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and everyone says it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I agree. I did an Instagram test. Like, I'll leave the link below where you can see me test this against the Charlotte Tilbury, and it is, you can use it in multiple different ways. Like, you can use it underneath your foundation to help your foundation glow even more. You can use it as a liquid highlighter. You can wear it by yourself. It has like a tiny bit of coverage. It's just a really unique product, and I'm not buying Charlotte Tilbury anymore when I have this. So you heard it here. You heard it here, friends. This was so good. And I'm putting it in the primer category. It could almost be like a little glowy skin tint if you want it to be. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter is definitely a standout product from 2022. Super popular. It's been sold out so much, but I found it in stock and I've linked it below for you. Okay, I tried a lot of foundations this year, and a lot of foundation launches went really super viral. That Charlotte Tilbury foundation, I feel like everyone lost their minds over. I absolutely hate it. It was a terrible foundation for me. But what I did love, my number one this year, is this. This is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow. I am super impressed with this foundation because I feel like it's everything I wanted that glowy Charlotte Tilbury foundation to be, but this just worked better on my skin. I feel like this will work well with a lot of skin types. I also have a first impressions and wear test of this foundation that I did on Instagram. I will also link that below so you can see my in-depth thoughts and opinions about this product, so I won't go on and on and on about it here. But yeah, this was my number one. I was really, really impressed with it. I like it even better than the original CC cream. It's a lighter coverage than that, and it's glowier, but it also doesn't feel heavy or greasy, and it sets down and wears really well. So super impressed with it. It's an amazing product. My second place foundation for 2022 has got to be this NARS foundation. It's the Light Reflecting Foundation. When I initially tried this, I was kind of like on the fence about it. But then I started using this with more hydrating skin prep, or I would use like the NYX Marshmallow Primer or like a really hydrating primer, and then I would put this on and it would wear amazing and look amazing. It's so lightweight. It has great coverage. The only problem with it is that it's a little bit yellow. The shade range tends to run a little yellow, so just be aware of that. I also have a wear test with this on my Instagram page. I will link that video below so you can watch that for more in-depth thoughts. In that wear test, I was kind of like, this is nice. I was kind of like that. But as the year went on and I used it more, it swiftly rose to the top of my favorites from the entire year. I truly love it. This will work for a lot of people. If you're extremely dry, it might not, but just make sure to use a lot of hydrating skin prep. If you're oily and want a glowy foundation, you're gonna love this one. Third place is this one. I don't have any drugstore foundations this year, strangely, but like so much else of this is going to be drugstore, so you'll forgive me, right? My third place is the Makeup Forever HD Skin reformulated foundation that they launched this year, and it is amazing. It's so pretty. This is one that I would consider something that I would wear with more glam looks. It is like medium to full coverage. You can kind of share it out and wear it on a light makeup day if you wanted, but I personally feel like this just works so much better with a glam makeup look that you're going to be on camera, that you know you're going to be photographed, you're going to be in an event. This is one of those foundations that I think is going to work well for you for that. Did I do a wear test? I did a wear test of this. I will link this wear test below for you as well. Let's move on to concealer. I have one concealer and it has blown me away. And it is a drugstore product, but I can't find it in many stores, so I linked it on Amazon for you. And this is the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. Now, when I hear high cover waterproof concealer, I'm like, uh-oh, is this going to be dry? Is it gonna just settle and look like a mess? Absolutely not. This is the most unique, amazing concealer I think I've ever used. Like, I went through it so fast. I used nothing but this product and I repurchased it. That is a very rare for me, especially with concealer, because I'm always rotating concealers. This has a really unique, like pointy, it's not super unique, but it's got like a pointy applicator, which is really nice. You can kind of get in there and apply it. It's super hydrating and light in consistency, but it is so full coverage. You don't need a lot of it, and a lot of times I barely even need to set this with a powder. Like, I feel like it doesn't really crease. It is just magical, and it says it's 18-hour hydrating, but it's high cover, hyaluronic acid, waterproof. It's just awesome. Please trust me on this and just click that link and buy it off of Amazon and thank me later. Like, just do it. You will not be disappointed. Now let's talk about some powders. I have two powders. They're both high end. So as you're noticing here, we're kind of like bouncing back and forth from drugstore to high end. I don't know if there's like a powder, like a drugstore powder this year that like blew me away, but these are two that blew me away. The first is the Kosas Cloud Set powder. It is a pressed powder that's talc free. It has a tiny bit of coverage to it. It's just really weightless feeling, and it doesn't make your face too matte when you use it. Like, it gives definitely a little bit of mattifying and like blurring, but it's not like cakey feeling, not matte. Like, it's just lovely. I feel like so many people will like this powder. I can't imagine this powder just not working for anyone. Like, this is so good. Second powder is kind of later on in the year that I discovered this, but it quickly rose up to being one of my favorites. This is another NARS product. It is their light reflecting setting powder in the shade Crystal, this comes in different shades. So does the Kosas. It has different shades, but this one is like the translucent one. And when you look at this in the pan and it being like this like light white powder, I don't gravitate towards this, but when you put it on, it is like the most invisible powder you'll ever try in your life. I don't know how they did this, but it's just so lightweight. It doesn't give that bright white look to the skin. It feels like nothing, but it's silky smooth, but it has a slight sheen to it, but it's not too glittery. Like, it's so unique. I don't think I've ever tried anything like this before. I'm truly impressed. And I love this under the eyes. If you watch my video, which I will also link below, that's my new setting powder technique for my under my eyes. I'll link it below. This is one of those powders that I feel like is so good for the under eye area, and that technique that I've been doing lately, I use my fingers for it. You'll have to watch the video. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this powder. Where is everyone? Hello, internet. Hello. Have y'all tried this yet? Well, at least I know I'm going to be able to find it in stock because it hasn't gone viral. Let's move on to bronzers. So I have 2 cream bronzers and 1 powder bronzer to share with you this year, which is kind of a lot for me because I've been like so ride or die for the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I never talk about anything else, but this year was different. And this is a product I think is #1 for me. This is the Rare Beauty Bronzing Stick, the Warm Wishes one. Now, I have repurchased this. This is my 2nd tube that I'm on. Again, if you know if I repurchase something, it's got to be freaking amazing. It is this gorgeous, like, really neutral, it kind of leans more cool tone shade. It's a dream to blend. Dries down a little satin matte finish. So effortless, so easy to work with. I feel like it's idiot proof. Like, just trust me, it's so good. If you want a drugstore cream bronzer option, this is awesome. It's from Wet n Wild. It is their Mega Glow Contour Makeup Stick. This is technically a contour, but it's pretty warm. It's not super cool toned. So I would consider this more a cream bronzer. And this is in the shade Call Me Maple. This is, there you go. It's a little different than the Rare Beauty. The consistency is a little different. The Rare Beauty is pretty unique in texture and consistency, but this is extremely awesome. I feel like it's so easy to work with as well. I have nothing but great things to say about it if you pick it up. I have a hard time finding it in stores. I think I found it at CVS, but I am linking it at Ulta for you because that's, I think, the best place to find it at this point. So. And then finally, this is the best powder bronzer I have used in a long time. Like, this is right up there with the butter bronzer, believe it or not. And this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. And this is their bronzing powder. I have been using it nonstop. And there's a multitude of reasons why I love this. It's just like such a silky texture. It is not too flat, matte looking. It doesn't look muddy on the skin, and best of all, the tone is really great for me. And the thing that I love the most about this is that it comes in a shade range, like a pretty vast shade range, which is like unheard of for the drugstore. I'm pretty sure there's like 8 shades or something like this in this bronzer. This is the light medium shade, and I love that because I can suggest this product and it's going to work for nearly every skin tone. That is just amazing to me. I love being able to do that. It's just a beautiful bronzer and it's gonna work for everyone. There's like, for very, very fair skin, all the way up to very deep skin is gonna find something that works for them in this product. Let's move on to blush. I have a mix of high and low here as well. And the products that kind of blew me away, I'll just share my #1 right off the bat. And it is this expensive ass blush. Can I say ASS on YouTube? I don't know. Well, it's expensive and it's Dior. And it is this bright pink. But when you put it on the skin, it adjusts to your pH. I don't even know what the science is, okay? It adjusts and it doesn't look this shocking pink on the cheek. It's more warm toned and it meshes well with your skin. It is so pretty. The hype is so real with this. Like, I feel like this was going viral on TikTok and I'm like, okay, I gotta see what this is all about. And I loved it and I use it all the freaking time. So second is I got 2 cream blushes to share with you, both our drugstore. So this Pixie one was also going viral as well. It was kind of hard to find, but I did find it and link it below. And these are beautiful. Like, they're so easy to work with. They're called the On the Glow blush tinted moisture sticks, and like you get so much freaking product in them. Like I'm never gonna run out of this. Like I'm gonna use this for like 30 years probably. Just kidding. They're just like this beautiful, beautiful a dewy blush that's just so easy to work with. It blends in like a dream, but it doesn't feel greasy on the skin. It sets down nicely. It's awesome. I sometimes like to layer this and then put the Dior blush on top of it. So pretty. This orange one is really great for summer if you want to do like a glowy bronzy look. I've just been stuck on this really pretty like this one's ruby. I've been stuck on this one a whole lot. And then another launch from e.l.f. this year that was awesome is the Luminous Putty Blushes. So they're different than the original putty blushes that they released. And I actually think these are better. I feel like they just are so much more flattering on the skin than the original putty blushes. This one is in the shade Bermuda and it's so pretty. It's like a deeper corally pink color and it's just gorgeous on the skin. It looked great in summertime, but I also feel like this will work in winter, fall and winter months. This is a very versatile, beautiful blush. It does set down as well. It's easy to wear, easy to work with. Last blush I want to mention today is from Bare Minerals. This was, I think, a limited edition product that they brought back because it was so popular, and it is their bronzer. So it's like a blush and bronzer duo. I don't really put this like in the places I would put bronzer, but I do think the concept of it is awesome, especially this shade Kiss of Pink. There's a copper one I feel like I could use more in the places I use bronzer, but this one I use more as blush. This is Kiss of Pink. It's so pretty. It's just like a really nice, healthy looking blush. I think the idea is that you can just sort of put it all over and it's gonna look pretty. And I really think that that's the case with this product. All of their shades in this is so pretty and I love them. So if you've never tried their bronzers, they're so good. For highlighters, I have two products, both of which are drugstore, and then we have a liquid and a powder one. So the liquid one is the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Highlighter. This also the internet went nuts for it because it is a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter dupe. Like we have some really good Charlotte Tilbury dupes this year, which is really fun. You want the shade Opal, that's the one that worked best for me. But like it's this like extremely pretty like champagne color highlight. They're easy to work with, but you kind of have to work quickly. You have to just apply it and then immediately tap it out because they do dry down and stay put. So if you have a hard time with highlighters like slipping and sliding on you, you're gonna really like this one. It's so pretty. It doesn't emphasize texture too bad, and because it's a liquid, it's kind of easy to sort of just manipulate it to where it melts into the skin better, you know? And then the powder highlighter I really like is another drugstore product, and this is from Essence. It's called the Highlighter, and this is in the shade Sun Showers. It's another like light champagne tone. It's not one of those highlighters that I feel like is so blinding. It's gonna just like distract you or like picks up texture. I'm wearing both today. It is glowy. It's so pretty, but again, it's not too metallic, and that's what I really like about it. It's really kind of on trend with what we're seeing in makeup lately, where we're not doing that metallic stripe of highlighter on our cheek. It's more of a glowy, lit from within, candlelit look to the skin, and this is really great for that. You're gonna really like this if you haven't tried it. We are down to the last two categories, which are eyes and lips. So let's do eyes first. And I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes to share with you, and I'm going to share probably my number one first, and that is this. It's an affordable eyeshadow palette from ColourPop, and it's called That's Taupe. I don't know that I've seen tons and tons of people talking about this, but I picked it up wanting to try something a little bit more cool toned. And this ended up being something I loved so much. It's honestly so pretty and so flattering. And I always thought I was somebody that loved warm tones. And I was like, you know what? I like warm tones. They look good on me. Right? And so then I tried this cool tone palette and I was like, wait a second, I think I like cool toned eyeshadow just as much. It's so pretty. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. These metallic shades are so pretty. This is very versatile, super easy to work with. I like how small. It's only like 9 shades, $14, travel friendly. It's just easy. And there's a theme that you're going to see here with the rest of these eyeshadow palettes is like, I'm not into super huge eyeshadow palettes anymore. I'm really kind of liking the edited smaller palettes because it's like, it kind of just gives you everything you need. And it's nice for me to be able to suggest to you guys who many of you are beginners that want just like easy eyeshadow palettes and not feeling overwhelmed with something that has so many choices. That's not to say that I don't like that. I still reach for some of those, but I've just seen this trend with myself. Like I'm gravitating more towards these nice, pretty little edited palettes. So that brings me to my next one. And this is like pretty boring, but I use it so much. And this is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. This is just like a staple. And I love all of these matte shades. If I need something just to sort of build a look or do a matte look, or like I need to reach into something for this to like complement what I'm doing, this palette is great for that. It is always sold out. I can't ever find it. Is this getting discontinued? Because I'm going to be very upset. I still can't find it in stock, but it is one of my most used eyeshadow palettes this year because I've been doing tons of just like very simple, neutral, smoky things this year. Okay. Another drugstore option is this palette from Wet n Wild called the Always Naked, and it's got 12 shades in it, so it's a little bit bigger of a like shade selection, but it's also one of those that has a lot of like simple neutral colors in it, and it's like something I would use. I could dip into everything in here and feel like I could use all of it. The only one that I don't really care for is this chunky glitter. It's just like a literal glitter, so you kind of have to use like a glitter glue or be careful with how you're using it. But everything else is just so pretty. Love it all. Love it, love it, love it, love it all. So pretty. It's such a good palette. Great neutrals. A lot of these matte shades are pretty similar to the Makeup by Mario matte shades, like not exactly identical, but there's a lot of similarities between the mattes in this palette and then in the Makeup by Mario. So I don't know, if you can't find the Makeup by Mario and you want a little extra shimmers, try this. It's really good. And it's like, what, $10 or something? It's crazy. The quality is insane too. So good. Okay. And then the last one I want to mention are these small Urban Decay Naked palettes. I think they're the Always Naked. No, that's Always Naked. This is something else naked. Why are we always naked? But anyway, these are these little small curated palettes from Urban Decay. This one is in the Half Baked palette, which is so pretty. It's like it's only 6 shades, but I feel like it's got everything that I would need to create an eye look from. And then they have 2 others. I need to go get the other one. I love them so much. This is the Foxy one, which is a little bit more olive toned. So if you like greens and olives, you'll really like this one. I just love how compact they are. This is easy for travel. I can pack this and like the Makeup by Mario one in my bag, in my travel makeup bag, and just feel like I have enough. I don't need to pack anything else. And they're small. Like I said, I'm really liking the compact edited down palettes. These are great. And the formula for some reason on these palettes have been exceptional. Everything we love about Urban Decay eyeshadows, but I feel like even better somehow. I don't know. I have 2 mascaras to share with you. I'll quickly go over them. I was on a tubing mascara kick this year, and if you don't really know anything about what tubing mascaras are, do a little Googling. I don't really have time to explain that to you for this long video, but 2 that I have tried this year are both affordable, and I think they're really great. And I think the #1 pick, I have Taylor Margaret to thank for this one. She's otherwise known as Drugstore Maven. This is so good. It is a L'Oreal Age Perfect mascara, but in the waterproof version. The waterproof version is the one that's the tubing formula. It's not like your traditional waterproof. It's amazing. It just like gives them this great volume and length and separation. It's like everything perfect. And then when you go to remove it, it comes off easily in that traditional tubing formula that you're familiar with if you've tried a tubing mascara before. Love this one so much. And then the other one that I feel like it's also very similar is the Half Caked Totally Tubular Mascara, which is, you can find it on Amazon. Of course, I'll link it below for you. It also is the same thing where you get all this like volume and length and separation and easy to remove, and it just wears really well. That's the great thing about tubing mascaras is that they wear really well. They don't smear very easily. Love that about them. This one is a little bit more drier of a formula than this one. So if you really like a dry formula mascara, you're going to enjoy the Totally Tubular. If you want to just try something different, try both of them. But I think my number one has definitely got to be this L'Oreal one for this year. I do think it's great. But honestly, they're pretty much tied for me. Like this wins by like a hair. Like they're both so, so good. All right, we are at the last category of today's video, and that is lips. So I went crazy for lip liners last year, and I'm still crazy for them, and I use lip liners all the time, but I don't think there's anything particularly was like new or stood out from an entire year. So let's talk about some of the lipsticks. The one I'm wearing right now, and that I'm pretty sure is probably my favorite shade out of everything that I've tried this year. This is another Urban Decay product. I feel like between those little mini palettes and then these, they had a pretty good year. Urban Decay did pretty well. So these are the lip bonds, and a lot of people are saying that they're a dupe for this next lip product that I'm going to share with you, like these Maybelline vinyl inks, and these are very similar. And I agree that they are similar, but I just feel like these are a little bit different. I feel like these feel more like a traditional bullet lipstick, like a super creamy regular lipstick on your lips, but it's a long wear formula. So for me, this kind of stands out as a little bit more unique and a little bit more special. And this shade is called Textum, and I love it. Every time I wear it, I feel like this is just the perfect shade for me. Like this is like a great signature rosy neutral. Looks amazing with a darker contoured lip liner, like how I'm wearing it today. This is the other one that I have. It's in the shade Safe Word. That is also really pretty. Love it as well. I just feel like these are very like just super unique. There's not much like this out in the beauty world, and there's not a lot of people talking about these, and they're talking more about the Maybelline lipstick, which I do love, but I feel like this, like I said, is slightly different. It's slightly more comfortable and less feeling like you're wearing a liquid lipstick. It feels like I just put on like a regular bullet lipstick, but it's staying. It's so nice, okay? So I mentioned the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Inks, and they are great. I love them. I do wear them a lot. And I feel like if you like the shade Textum, you'll really like the shade Peachy. I feel like is very similar. I do feel like the consistency of these are different than the Urban Decay, but that's not to say that these are another really awesome lip launch this year. I love the idea that we're launching into these like liquid lipsticks that have a long wear property to them, but also look a little shiny on the lips and that are comfortable. I really like this like new direction of lipsticks. I just think that's kind of fun. And because a lot of us really don't like the idea of a dry matte liquid lipstick, but we want something that has some longevity to it. And while these are not as long wearing as their original Superstay matte inks, they do wear really well. And if you want to wear like a bold lip color, this is a safe choice for you because it's not going to slip and slide as easily all over your face. Love these so much. I have them obviously in like a bunch of different shades, and I wear them a lot. Then I've got to share this lip gloss. This is like a $2 lip gloss that nobody talks about but me. I feel like this is the Wet n Wild Mega Slicks lip gloss. Everybody's going nuts over the Maybelline lifter glosses, but you guys do not sleep on these $2 babies. They're so good. I have multiple shades of these and they're all gorgeous. I'll list below the ones that I really love, like the shades. They've got like some that have a little bit more of a glittery metallic finish that's a little bit more sheer. They have some that are a little bit more pigmented, so you could just put this over top of a lip liner, or you could layer it with a lip gloss. They're not sticky. They have like this just really nice, I guess they're formulated with hyaluronic acid. Like if you see, that's just so nice. Like if you like the Maybelline lifter glosses and you know that consistency, this is very similar, but better because it's $2 and the shades are awesome. I mean, I love the Maybelline lifter glosses, don't get me wrong, but these are $2. The last product we're going to talk about today is just so amazing. It is the third one that I've purchased, and it's a drugstore product. It is the Milani lip oil. If you've never tried a Milani lip oil, please get on it. It's so good. This is like a hybrid between a gloss and a balm. Like I'll just put it on top of what I'm wearing. It feels like a super comfortable gloss, but not sticky, but it's moisturizing like a lip balm or a lip mask would feel. And you can wear it out by itself, put it on top of your lipstick, put it on top of lip liner, just grab for it when you need just an extra burst of hydration to your lips. I'm on my third one. I love this so much. You know why I repurchase things 3 times? It's good. Okay, we are done. We're done, guys. I'm so glad we're done. I love making this video, but it sure does take a lot out of me to do it. So many good products. So many good products. I am so blown away with the makeup this year, and I can't wait to see what 2023 has in store as far as beauty launches or trends that we're gonna see. Like, I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to be on that journey with you. So if there are things that you tried this year, make sure to leave that below. Also in the blog post that I'm gonna have this video in, I am going to list all of my community favorites, meaning I polled my audience on Instagram and everyone listed their favorite things that they discovered through me this year. If you're interested in seeing what everyone else said that were their favorite products that they discovered through me this year, make sure you hit that link in the description to go to that blog post and you'll see what everyone else's favorites are this year. So we're gonna put this video to a close. We are done. We are done with 2022. We're done. I'll see you in the new year, and we're gonna get started with all sorts of amazing content. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here and for your support this year. It means everything to me. And now that's the end of the Meg O Beauty Awards for 2022. Bye.